Hello, everybody. My name is Bill Kaiser, and I'm a PhD student at UMRAE, which is a French laboratory in environmental acoustics. And today, the subject of my talk is about a sensitivity analysis of wind turbine noise emission and propagation in order to determine the relative influence of environmental parameters on sound pressure level. As you may know, the variability on sound pressure level is really high in wind turbine noise context. And this is due to source variability as well as sound propagation variability that are due to numerous parameters. So we can mention the ground properties such as ground absorption and ground roughness, and also medium properties such as wind gradient, humidity, temperature gradient, and also atmospheric scattering. And all these elements bring variability and uncertainty. And the subject of this presentation is to show a method to quantify the variability of sound pressure level. To do so, we need to accurately model wind turbine noise emission as well as sound propagation phenomena. So I mentioned ground and atmospheric effects. And then we need to quantify the environmental parameter influence on sound pressure levels. And to do so, we will perform a sensitivity analysis based on Morris screening technique, which is a statistical technique. So I will go further into detail. So first, regarding emission model, we are using Amiet theory model developed by Tian and Cote. So it considers turbulent inflow noise and trailing edge noise, which are the two main sound source on modern wind turbines. So you can check this paper if you want more precision on this model. But this model is only valid in a homogeneous atmosphere. So we need a propagation model in order to take into account ground effect and atmospheric effect. So we will change this emission model with a propagation model. In our case, we are using a parabolic equation model that can consider ground effect and atmospheric effects. So the idea is that the parabolic equation that came from the wave equation is solved at each spatial point here along a spatial grid. And so I will show you the coupling method between these two models. So to do so, we follow what have been done in Cote 2019. So the validation has been performed in this paper. So it uses the point source approximation. So the sound pressure level here is calculating using an emission term based on the Amiet model. We consider geometrical spreading and also atmospheric and ground effect that are calculated with our propagation model, our parabolic equation model. So I will detail how we take into account atmospheric and ground effects. So first, for ground effect, we are using an effective admittance model. So here it's the classic admittance, and here it's a corrective term that allow us to take into account roughness effect. So this model takes three parameters. First, the airflow resistivity that appear here through the Mickey impedance model that allow us to model absorption effect. And then the two other parameters are ground roughness parameters, and they appear here in the Gaussian roughness 8 spectrum. And with this spectrum, we can model rough ground. Donc, I show you an example here. So this is for the ground parameters. Regarding meteorological parameters, we are considering both wind vertical gradients and temperature vertical gradients. We make some assumption. We say that the profiles are not range dependent along the propagation direction. And also they have a logarithmic vertical shape. So they are defined with these two formulations. So for the wind, it depends on a coefficient here, and on a displacement 8 that depend on the vegetation 8. So in concrete terms, when the vegetation 8 increase, the profile are shift upward. So that's why it's called a displacement 8. And so the temperature depends also on a coefficient here, on the displacement 8, and on the ground surface temperature. And to calculate the effective sound speed, we need also a propagation angle theta here. We take also into account atmospheric absorption according to ISO standard. So it depends on ground surface temperature and relative humidity of air. So we have 9 parameters in our global model, emission plus propagation, and we want to study the influence of all these parameters. So we have 3 ground properties parameters and 6 medium properties parameters. And to study their relative influence on sound pressure level, we are performing a sensitivity analysis thanks to the Morris screening technique. So this technique is not exhaustive, but it's here to roughly determine the sensitivity of the parameters, but it is not used to make a big uncertainty analysis. So first, this method will start by make calculation on a grid on the parameter space of the model. So here is an example of a model with 2 parameters, x1 and x2. And so the method will start by a single calculation, and then it will modify a model input and quantify the induced effect on the output. So for us, the output is the sound pressure level in decibel. And then we'll modify another parameter here in the other dimension and continue the procedure k times, with k the number of parameters. And then once we've done that, it's not finished. It will repeat r times these steps with another set of trajectory in order to screen the parameter space. So this method has a reasonable calculation cost, and any observed changes can be attributed to the change parameters. And the idea is to classify the parameters by order of influence thanks to a sensitivity index. In this presentation, I will show the mean effect on output, mu star. And so the Morris grid for our analysis is this one. Okay, so it represents all the scenario that we can encounter in wind turbine noise context. Except for the wind and source receiver angle, we are limiting the value to 90 degrees in order to focus on downwind condition. So why we do that? We do that because in these conditions, the turbulence can be neglected, atmospheric scattering, because there is no shadow zone in this condition. And we do that because the turbulence has a really high calculation cost in our model. So it would not have been possible to conduce this study with the turbulence. So we focus on downwind condition, but in this condition, the SPL are higher. And so this is the most detrimental condition for neighborhood. And so we will quantify the sensitivity at 2 receivers, a medium range receiver at 500 meters and a long range receiver at 1.5 kilometers. So here is the sensitivity indexed, and here is the frequency. So we stop at 1000 Hertz because the wind turbine spectrum is more focused on low frequency. And so you can see that the wind profile coefficient has an effect of 20 dB over the frequency. So of course, this parameter has a really high impact on sound pressure level because it plays a role on sound power, so it influences emission, and also in refraction because it impacts also propagation. Regarding the propagation angle, its effect is about 10 decibel, so it impacts directivity and also propagation through refraction. That's why its impact is important. Then we have the vegetation height that displays the profile upward when the vegetation height increase. So it will modify the wind and temperature profile. So it will impact the refraction and also emission through the wind profile. Then we have the airflow resistivity, which play a role in ground absorption. Its influence is about 3 or 5 decibel over the frequency. And then we have the two thermic parameters. So their influence are not really important here at this receiver for this frequency. So for example, 80 is the thermic gradient coefficient, so it plays a role in refraction. And then the negligible parameter for this context are the relative humidity, which play mainly a role in atmospheric absorption. So it's not surprising because we are considering only a low frequency, and this parameter play a role on a higher frequency through atmospheric absorption. And then the two ground roughness parameters are not influential in this context. So if we look at the other receiver, the long-range receiver, 1.5 kilometers, we have the same tendency, except that some parameters have higher effect. This is because propagation effects are cumulative with distance. The most noticeable change is about thermic parameters. We can see here that they have a higher influence at long range than at this first receiver. So for wind turbine noise context, at this frequency range, main important parameter, of course, are wind profile coefficient and the propagation angle. We can mention also the airflow resistivity. But on the other hand, the two roughness ground parameters and the relative humidity of air don't have a really high influence on this context. Knowing this will help us to conduce further analysis, for example, for uncertainty propagation. And regarding perspective, of course, we need to better consider atmospheric scattering in order to make the analysis also in upwind condition. We can also imagine considering several wind turbines, and why not make an experimental versus numerical comparison. Thank you for your attention.